Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm coming to you with a bit of information that I've recently found in Revelation 9. And what's interesting is, have you ever been reading the Word and noticed that you're in a specific chapter and a verse that happens to match possibly the date of the instance maybe that you're reading about? Like a good connection would be like Daniel 7:4, where the lion with the eagle's wings, okay, and they're plucked off and then given a heart of a man and all that. Daniel 7:4 just happens to relate to July the 4th. And so when you're talking about the lion, which would be Britain, and the eagle's wings, which would be America, and the heart was given to it, and it made to stand in his own land as a man, it kind of connects into July the 4th, 1776. So it's just, I'm trying to give you the thing that happens to me a lot is I'll be in a particular verse, and all of a sudden I'll be like, wow, maybe not the chapter, or maybe the verse number could be the actual date of the month, or possibly even the chapter and the verse, which is the month and then the date. So I just have to read you this because this is right here when we're all looking at Rosh Hashanah, which is 9:13. If you go to chapter 9 of Revelation and verse 13, what's it read? So I'm on that sort of a study point at this point. You just happened to notice this the other day. And I'm not saying that it has to match the actual time. I'm just kind of giving an outline that, wow, if this was 9:13 and this happened, we know that that's Rosh Hashanah 9:13. That's this year. That's Elul 29, which is when Jonathan Kahn says that's, it doesn't have to happen, but he said be ready and be watching. So I'm going to read you from chapter 9 and verse 13, and it says, the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God. Okay, it says, verse 14 says, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Okay. Then the 15th verse says this, and this is more interesting than you'll get. But here we go. He's going to blow your socks off. So you got chapter 9, verse 15 says, and the four angels that were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, to slay a third part of man. All right? That's those angels that are loosed. Okay? But I particularly look at this because chapter 7 of Revelation gives us four angels. All right? Chapter 7 reads like this. Verse 1. And after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And these are the four angels. I call them holding back the four winds of destruction. I just look at that as, because when those winds release, that's destruction. So, but these are the same four angels that are over here in the river Euphrates. I don't think there's any difference. I think these four angels here that are holding back the winds are the ones that are then loosed when the sixth trumpet blows. So back to the sixth trumpet and to the day and hour, month and year that they were prepared for. What's interesting about that verse is, and I just learned this recently, that atonement is 25 hours. So when you say are prepared, that these four angels were prepared for an hour and a day, which a day is 24 hours, and also you have the hour, there's your 25 hours, a month and a year. You see how that fits? That is That is incredible. I took a deep breath. I went, when I read that, I was like, oh my God. But it's interesting because that day, and the hour and the day equal out to 25 hours. You could say for that day and hour. Just as Jesus said and gave us a big hint. I got to share this with you because this is important to all Christians, to all brothers and sisters that have told their other people in their lives, told me, and many others, that, when it comes to date setting, don't set dates and all that. Well, I'm not necessarily setting a date. It's in the Bible very clearly that chapter 2, verse 10 states, and I put this in one of my other videos just recently, that in chapter 2:10 it says, some of you will have tribulation 10 days. 10 days is a period of time from Rosh Hashanah to Atonement. It always will be. There is no difference because it's 10 days until Atonement. So no matter what year it is, no matter what time, all the seasons all the way down through since Jesus and before were always 10 days. Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur, 10 days. Some of you will have tribulation 10 days, fits that 10-day pattern perfectly. So, back over to chapter 7 of Revelation. Remember the 4 angels that are holding back the 4 winds of destruction until they seal the 144,000. Once they seal the 144,000, then those 4 angels, then the 6th trumpet, see? The 5th trumpet blows. Remember, there's also three woes. Okay, I don't want to mess you up, but there's 3 woes. The first woe is the 5th trumpet. The second woe is the 6th trumpet. Okay, that's important because it all connects into the timing of the 2 witnesses as well. And you know very well what I say about the 2 witnesses. It's the 2 countries. Yes, 2 countries. And they lie dead in the streets and they suffer their bodies not to be buried. Okay, you can't bury a whole nation. You can't bury a whole body of land. Okay, but these are the peoples that are in that land. All right, and it is. I proved that in my last video. You don't have to say anything more about it. It's not my opinion. It's what the Bible states. So understand. So when those 4 angels that are holding back the 4 winds loose the 4 winds, it's the same thing as those angels. The same 4 angels that are in the river Euphrates are loosed to destroy a third part of man. So it all fits into the timeline as well, because a day and an hour, month and a year. Day and an hour, month and a year. 25 hours is a day and an hour. There's no way around that. A day and an hour. Atonement is a day and an hour. God bless you. I love you. I'll make another video soon. There's a lot of things happening. Let's all be watching. As Jesus said, and let me share this. I think I missed the opportunity. I want to share this right now. That in the Greek Septuagint, the word that when Jesus said, no man knows the day of the hour, not the angels of heaven, only the Father knows, that word no man knows, is not knows at all. It means understands. No man will understand that day. Okay? Not no man knows or is going to ever know the day or the hour. It doesn't make any sense. Otherwise, if it was no man was going to know the day or the hour, then why watch? Or the season, okay? But it's the day and hour. Jesus said, no man knows the day and the hour. That's what it says in our King James Bibles. No man knows the day and the hour. But it's not that word. That word was changed from the Greek. The Greek means no man understands. No man will understand that day and hour. No man will understand that particular day of atonement. Okay, God bless you. I love you all. And it's just my heart. And I had to get this video out. Love you all. God bless you.